My name is Suk Kinch. I'm a Senior Design and Development Engineer at Renishaw. So I work within the neurological division. What we do here at Renishaw is create neurological products for functional neurosurgery. Within that, we have a Neuromate stereotactic robot. So stereotaxy is a three-dimensional coordinate system of placing things accurately, which is why it's linked to Renishaw. And then I've also worked on the drug delivery system. So Renishaw, again, prides itself on innovation, and the drug delivery system is an example of something that's really novel. It's a system of catheters that's implanted to the brain. We have a 3D implanted port that sits on the side of the head that which people can reaccess. And what this allows us to do is look and investigate for drugs that can treat for life-limiting neurological conditions. So we've used that to treat Parkinson's in a recent clinical trial. And we've also used that on a humanitarian basis for treating children with brain tumours. So what I love about engineering is the problem-solving aspect of it and the collaborative approach that we have to doing that. So we can start off with a blank page, and we work together. We get these ideas, and we start off with something that's just a sketch, and then we end up with something like a part in your hand or a product that's on a person, and that's that whole life cycle is what excites me. So I took a very academic route to where I got to today. So I went from doing A-levels to doing university. I did a master's in engineering at Southampton. There I got into a third-year project looking at medical engineering. So I decided to stay and do a PhD to sort of get to know a bit more around healthcare and engineering there. And from there, I ended up at Renishaw on the graduate scheme and have been moving on into the senior position since then. Engineering is definitely a male-dominated area. So if, women make up about 10 or 11% of the workforce in this country. But for me, it's been quite a positive experience. Where I work at Renishaw, we are very much respected and valued for who we are. I work in the neurological division, and our ratios are much better than that. So we probably have about a 60-40 split. Renishaw also promotes a very diverse and inclusive workplace. So yeah, I have a really positive experience being women in engineering. So I've been involved in STEM and working with young people for a really long time, and it's such a rewarding thing to do. How I ended up in engineering was someone suggesting to me, I'd never really known about engineering, so it's really important that we get out there to give young people an awareness of what engineering is, because it's not one of the core subjects. More recently, I've been involved in Renishaw's education and outreach program, which is, is fantastic. These people organise these events with our local schools, things like STEM activities, school assemblies. And, it's just a really rewarding thing to do. You go out and you speak to children, and they're really enthusiastic about science and engineering. It's great, yeah. We talked about engineering being a male-dominated industry, but what we do have is that young girls are really, talented at science and engineering, and somewhere along the lines they lose that and they stop aspiring to be in those positions. So what we want to do is increase diversity in our engineering, have more women in our groups, in our teams. And so the best way to do that, I think, is to go in and do that work at a young age, encourage women, give them role models, change the perception in the face of what engineering is, so that they can put themselves in that shoes and choose that career. It's a real honour, actually. So the WE50 is something that is an award that it's been put together in conjunction with the International Women in Engineering Day, and it's something to promote the work and awareness of what the women's contribution to engineering. And that's just from the perspective of looking into it. It's fascinating to see all these different things that people get involved with. So it's a real honour to be nominated or to be named as one of those engineers. So my advice to young girls sort of looking into engineering is, you don't have to make that decision about what your future career is now. Engineering is a hugely broad topic, and it's a really good one to go into if you're not sure, because there's so many avenues to go down. You can go and explore different things. You might end up in marine biology, you might end up in healthcare, you might end up working on Formula One racing cars. So it's a really good career to go for, because it gives you the right skill set that is transferable across all those industries.